Hey garden friends, I'm Nikki from Proven Winners Direct, and I am so excited to announce that Plant of the Day is back. So we have 7 brand new plants to show you this week, and all of them are going to be available at a great discount on our website, provenwinnersdirect.com. And one new thing that we're doing this year is we have a new plant that we highlight every single day that's discounted that changes at noon. So normally we change that at 9 a.m. So every day starting at noon Eastern Standard Time, we'll have a new plant at a great discount for you. The other piece that has changed is that we are now opening a window from noon until 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where you can purchase all 7 plants at a great discount. So those are 2 changes for this year, but it's still a really great program, and I have a lot of pretty new plants to show you. Last season when we started Plant of the Day, everyone loved learning about all of the new plants. So if you think you want to come along with us, be sure to like and subscribe and leave me a comment and tell me what kind of plants you'd like to see for this series. So let's get started. Our first plant of the day is the boldly hot pink geraniums, and they are definitely boldly hot pink. Talk about seeing them from the street, these are your guys. Gorgeous, vibrant hot pink color. And if geraniums have that really cute, like frilly, full foliage underneath, that's what I love so much about them, because these colors just pop right off of it. So these guys are great as a filler in your combinations. You could also use them as a thriller if the stuff that you have planted as a filler stays kind of low. They grow to be about 12 inches tall. The foliage fills out super nice, and they keep pushing out these magnificent blooms. As you can see, this guy's got a lot of little baby buds on there getting ready. Now the one thing about geraniums is that they do need to be deadheaded. They rebloom, but you have to deadhead in order to facilitate that. But deadheading these is super easy. I picked one that was spent and ready to be deadheaded so I could show you. Simply follow the stem down and pinch it off, just like that. Super easy. So continuously deadheading, and it's fun. It's kind of cathartic, right? You go outside and you just go around and you pick at all your plants. I don't know, it is for me. I like that. But they will continue to push out these beautiful, magnificent, see them from the street blooms. Full sun. Some can do well in part sun as well, but I like to keep mine in full sun. A little fun trick about geraniums that you may or may not know is that you can overwinter these inside. So they are annuals in every zone. Zones 9 through 11, they act as a perennial. However, if you're in a colder zone like me, you can simply bring them in after the season. Well, dust off some of the soil first, obviously. Throw them in a brown paper bag or a box and keep them in a nice dry spot. Overwinter them inside, and then in the spring you'll start to notice their green pushing out, and you can bring them outdoors. My mom has been doing this for years, has great success with it. Boldly hot pink geranium. Our next plant of the day is the Supertunia Mini Vista Pink Star. I love these little cuties. Just like our Supertunias, the Mini Vistas are vigorous growers. They just have smaller blooms. These guys, the Pink Star, has the pink and the white, kind of the star shaped. They're a beautiful pop and contrast in containers, and they do really great in the landscape as well. So just like our Supertunia Vistas, these guys are very vigorous. They are going to spill over the containers. They are going to branch out and fill up your landscapes. They fill up to about 12 inches tall, but they can trail up to 2 feet. They are heavy feeders. You are definitely going to want to make sure that you are giving them some water-soluble plant food. They love to eat. Supertunias are the teenagers of the plant world, right? So the great thing about these, just like all of our other Supertunias, you don't have to deadhead them. They're going to keep pushing out masses and masses of these magnificent blooms all summer long. They love part sun to full sun. You really can't go wrong with any amount of sun for these guys. They cannot get too much, extremely heat tolerant. The pollinators love them. They are just a really easy, beautiful pick for any spot in your garden. Our next plant of the day is the Bloomerang Dark Purple Lilac. Lots of beautiful smelling plants this week. So these guys are not like the lilacs you're used to, right? I grew up, my grandmother had lilacs and she had those beautiful, huge, crazy shrubs, right? But they smelled so good. These guys smell just as delightful, but they stay in a nice, compact habit. So they are perfect in the landscape. They grow 4 to 6 feet tall, love the sun. And the best part about the bloomerangs is right now it's probably too late to experience that spring flush of blooms, but if you were to plant these now, you'll get another flush of beautiful purple blooms summer through fall. So we get to experience that beautiful fragrance twice with the bloomerangs. And as I mentioned, they have 2 flushes of beautiful purple blooms that just explode off of this great green foliage. They are so much better than anything we grew up with, to die for. They are hardy in zones 3 to 7. As I said, they go about 4 to 6 feet tall and wide. Nice, tidy habit to keep them looking clean and beautiful. And no one can resist the smell of a fresh lilac. Our next plant of the day is the Rockin' Round Bright Idea Sedum. As much as I love easy plants, these guys can take the heat. So it is a sedum, so it's like a succulent, and it feels just like that. It's got that fun foliage. They have these really pretty red stems underneath, and then these serrated leaves that just pop out. You'll notice as the season goes on, sometime in the summer, it gets these little baby star-shaped yellow flowers. Super cute. Most sedums are tough as nails, and this guy is no slouch. It can tolerate full sun, heat tolerant, drought tolerant. You can literally plant it, forget about it, and it will grow beautifully for you. They grow about a foot tall, and they can spread to be about 2 feet, so they fill in really nice in the front of your landscape as a border plant. And we've got a ton of different varieties to choose from, and they look really pretty when you pair them all up together. Our next plant of the day is the Shadowland Diamond Lake Hosta. I love hostas. If we've never met before, that is something new that you've learned about me. I will try to plant as many varieties of hostas as possible. This beautiful queen is no slouch. So the Diamond Lake is a blue hosta. As it matures, the outer edges ruffle up all pretty like, and can you resist these lavender blooms? I love them. This is awfully early actually for them to be blooming like this. Typically this will happen more in the summer, but we've been warming these up and getting them ready for our gardeners. So this is hardy in zones 3 to 9. It's gonna grow to be about 1 foot to 1.5 foot tall, and it gets as wide as 3.5 feet. It's gorgeous, stunning in the landscape. The one thing I will say about blue hostas is most hostas, you know, obviously they need the shade, right? But I have found that some of the greener varieties or the lighter varieties can tolerate more sun, and I actually have a strip of them planted, and they get sun until about 2:00 p.m. and they're beautiful. However, blue hostas like the Diamond Lake, they do prefer the shade. So you're gonna definitely wanna make sure that you have a nice shady spot for the Diamond Lake Beauty Queen hosta. Our next plant of the day is the Steady As She Goes Gardenia. And we had so many of you asking for shrubs that can tolerate the warmer climates. And this beautiful shrub is hardy in zones 7 to 10. So this is a very well improved gardenia. It can tolerate the heat like nobody's business, and it's cold hardy all the way down to zone 7. So gorgeous, gorgeous, and they smell divine. I don't know if you've ever grown them before, but I had a very special request just for this shrub because I love them. These beautiful white flowers just pop off of the glossy green foliage, gorgeous, and they smell amazing. I'm taking this one home with me. I'm planting it in a patio container from my back porch. So when I walk out every single day, that's the first thing I smell. You will love that. So it can tolerate the heat, it can tolerate the cold. This guy is a rebloomer, so it's gonna keep pushing out these beautiful, beautiful, magnificent white blooms. Hardy as it comes in terms of a gardenia, and easy. So I've tried gardenias before. They're not hardy in my zone, so they act as an annual, but they're fussy. These guys aren't. The one thing that you wanna remember is to give it space to grow. So they're gonna grow like 3 to 5 feet tall and wide, but you want to give them a little bit more space in between when you're planting if you're planting multiples. Just that airflow and stuff is important. And it likes good draining soil. So those are the two things that you have to worry about. Otherwise, it's a beautiful shrub that you are sure to enjoy. Our final plant of the day, and maybe one of my favorites, is the Proven Harvest Amazil Basil. It comes by its name, Honest. I have grown a ton of basil over the years, and this guy is unmatched. So normally basil is very prone to that powdery mildew, the downy mildew. The best thing about this is it's completely disease resistant against that, and it gets ginormous. So these guys love full sun. It grows 20 to 36 inches. I would bargain to say my last couple years it grew bigger than that. And the great thing about Amazil basil is it's sterile, and so the more that you harvest, the more it's gonna grow. Mine was huge, like shrub huge in my vegetable garden. Probably competed with some of my bigger tomato plants, but it tastes and smells so good. I'm convinced there's zero things better than a fresh tomato right off the dirt, piled high with some Amazil basil. I love it so much. I've used it in sauces. I put it on our homemade pizzas. Delicious. You will not be disappointed. That is it for our first round of Plant of the Day. Again, don't forget, we have all of our plants on discount this week only. You can purchase all 7 at a great discount on Monday from noon until 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you found something that you loved. If you found something that you haven't tried before but are curious about it, give it a shot. At a great discount, you can't go wrong. Happy planting.